If you're considering spending $79 on a tassel garland like this one, you're crazy. You can make a tassel garland like this one inspired by Pottery Barn or any of your favorite high-end stores for less than $10. Hi, I'm Ash and I am the DIY blogger behind Aloe Plum. I'm here to bring you new tutorials every week to show you how to not only make amazing DIY projects, but how to have great style when you do it. I'm also wine inspired, which makes everything we do here a lot more fun. So go grab yourself a glass of wine and subscribe to my channel so that we can DIY everything better. And while you're subscribing, don't forget to hit that little notification bell so that you don't miss anything we're doing. In my opinion, the way to really replicate the look of the inspiration piece is to use 100% cotton. I found this 100% cotton crochet thread at both Hobby Lobby and Joann's Fabrics. I had to go to both because they didn't have all the colors that I wanted at either store, but it worked out great. And as always, all the information on all of these materials is on my website, Aloe Plum. Go check that out. I'm using a rose quartz crochet thread from Hobby Lobby, and I have an antique white and a natural color from Joann's. And you don't have to be a pink person. Go ahead and replace the pink with a nice fun mint color. You can do this in all neutrals. You could even replace some of the pink color with black and that would look fun. To make my tassels, I used this Llama Llama book because it was readily available to me in the circus I call my home. But for your reference, it is 7 inches long, and my inspiration piece lists the tassels at 9 inches long, so anywhere in that range will work great. The tassels in my inspiration piece are described as 1 inch wide, and I found that with this size of thread, wrapping it around 80 times is just the right amount. My number one tip to pull off your high-end decor dupe project is to not skimp on the amount of thread or fabric you're using in the project. One of the things that really can distinguish your high-end decor piece from your DIY hack is the volume of the material you use. I know that it can seem like only wrapping your thread around 40 times instead of 80 times means you only have to buy half the amount of thread, but you really will notice that in your final project. When you buy these decor pieces from the high-end stores, they have used a lot of thread or a lot of material. They have a lot of volume. They don't want anything they're doing to come across as less luxurious than their brand. And so what that means for you is don't skimp. If you're ever in doubt, use more. If you wrap your thread around 80 times and you're not sure that's enough, wrap it around another 20. You will almost never be disappointed in that choice, and you'll have a lot better luck replicating those high-end decor items. Once you have your thread wrapped around 80 times, slip it off of your book or whatever you're using, and then take a piece of thread that is about 1 foot long, slip it through the loop, and secure it with a double knot to hold the top of your tassel together. I'm using my widest thread to hang and tie all of my tassels regardless of the colored tassel. This brings some continuity to my project, and it's one of the details in my inspiration piece. Now cut through the loops at the opposite end of your tassel to create the tassel fringe. At this point, I just like to use my fingers to comb through my garland and make sure it's laid nicely. Now grab another piece of your white thread, this one only needs to be about 6 inches long, and start wrapping it around your tassel about 1/2 inch from the top. I like to wrap mine around once or twice, knot it, and then wrap it around a couple more times and knot it again. As usual, Helen, my cat assistant, cannot control herself. Now all you have to do is trim it up. Cut off the loose ends of the thread you just tied together and then trim across the bottom to even the tassel out. Don't spend too much time perfecting this, as you can tidy it up again once you have the garland put together and you can see how it hangs. And that's how you make a tassel. My inspiration pick looks like it has about 35 tassels. Adjust that depending on how long you want your garland. What are you gonna do with the tassel garland that you make? Leave me a comment below to tell me what you're making your garland for, and post a photo to Instagram, tag me at aloeplum so I can see your projects. Cut a piece of the white string that is at least 48 inches long. I cut mine longer than that just so I could make it easier to make sure everything was centered at the end. To tie it all together, you are simply going to tie a tassel to your string between each wooden bead. For me, it was easiest to string all of my wooden beads first and then go back and tie my tassels in. My garland inspiration has the tassels tied on at varying levels, so I did that too. Plus, that was a lot easier than being exact. And here is my finished garland. It was easy and fast, and it looks just like the inspiration from one of my favorite high-end stores. If you like this tutorial, make sure you like the video too. And don't forget to leave me a comment below and tell me all about your tassel garland project. And if you want to do more projects inspired by your favorite high-end stores, don't forget to subscribe. I have 3 more projects coming your way inspired by my favorite places. And for more information on this tutorial and all of my other DIY projects, head over to my website, aloeplum. See you later. This garland is inspired by the garland I see in a lot of the high-end stores, but just to know, I do not represent any of these companies, I'm not affiliated with them, and I am not making these to sell them, and I recommend you don't do that either. We wouldn't want to infringe on any of their intellectual property. And that one's from one of my lawyer friends who also loves puns. Get it? Infringe?